everybody, it's Kristen and welcome back to my channel, All the Stories. Today I am going to be doing my TBR for the Adventure-A-Thon. So for Adventure-A-Thon, I ended up on Team Mermaid. I was going to do Team Dragon because I love dragons, but after looking at all the challenges and looking at my shelves, I ended up doing the path that led to Team Mermaid. So I'm going to be telling you all the books that I plan to read for Adventure-A-Thon, or the books that I have set aside to read for Adventure-A-Thon that fit the challenges. So let's go ahead and talk about these books. So the first challenge is to read the group book, and the group book for Adventure-A-Thon is A Darker Shade of Magic by B.E. Schwab. I have already read the group book and I don't really want to reread it right now at this time. I did really enjoy it. I just don't feel like rereading it since I have so many books on my shelf that I really want to get to. I didn't feel like rereading a book that I'd already read and didn't feel in the mood to reread at this time. So I've decided not to read the group book. I did hear that you could choose a different book that you want to read and replace the group book with that book. So I probably will end up doing that. But I don't have a good book in mind that I would want to change the group book to for me, but I'm probably just going to pick something that I'm in the mood to read at the time and use that as a group book. Now this is where it branches off. You can either go to the castle or the cliff, and the path I chose was to go to the cliff. And the challenge for cliff is to read a book with a nature word in the title. And so for that, I have a book on my shelf that so fits this challenge, and since I'm on Team Mermaid, this book would be the perfect pick because it actually has a mermaid on the cover. So for this challenge, I will be reading In Other Lands by Sarah Rees Brennan. This book, of course, the word land is a nature word, so this book fits the challenge. And it also, I don't know if you can tell, but it has a mermaid on the cover, so that fits Team Mermaid. So this book is about this boy named Elliot who goes on a school field trip, and when he's on this field trip, he sees a door that no one else can see, so he goes to this door and enters the Borderlands. And the Borderlands is this magical world, so Elliot ends up having the opportunity to go to a magical school in the Borderlands, and it's just about his adventures on his years in this school, and that's all I really know about it. And it sounds really good, the cover is really gorgeous, and I'm really excited to get to this one. So the next challenge I'm going to do is Toad, and that is read a book with green on the cover. So for this challenge, I am going to be reading a book that was actually on my March TBR that I haven't read most of the books on, and that is Rich People Problems by Kevin Kline. This is the third book in the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy, so I am excited because I need to finish the series because I just need to finish the series. I've been reading it forever and I need to finish the last book. The next challenge is Fate, and for this you need to read a book set in the past, so I will be reading Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm super excited to read this because The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was my favorite book of last year, so I was really excited when I found out that Taylor Jenkins Reid was coming out with a new book this year. And this, of course, is the challenge because it takes place in the 60s. It is about the 60s rock band called Daisy Jones and the Six, and they broke up and no one knows why. So this book is telling the story of the band and how they got together and why they broke up. And I'm super excited to read this one. It is told in an interview style, so it's just like kind of like in a play where the character's name is written and then what they say is written. That's how this book is, and I've heard great things. Everyone's raving about it, so I'm excited to finally get to this book. Next, we have the challenge Bewilder, and for that you're supposed to read a book with a plot twist. So I have decided to read Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, which is another book that I've been putting off reading because I'm not enjoying the series, but I want to go ahead and get the series over with so I can move on. And this is the third book in the Grisha trilogy, if you don't know. And I've been having problems with the Grisha trilogy, not gonna lie, so I'm really excited to get to this book so I can finish this series and be done with it. And it is a challenge because I'm pretty sure there's a plot twist in this. Like, I read Six of Crows and it kind of says Six of Crows spoils you for the ending of this book, so, but then I've seen some people post some things, so I've kind of been spoiled on mine. So I think the two things I've heard are conflicting, so if what I think happens, this book has a plot twist. The next challenge is Adventure, so for this you need to read the first book in a series, and I will be reading Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, which is the first book in the Fallen Kingdoms series. And this was also on my March TBR, which another book that is the end of the month and I haven't gotten to yet. So I've decided to read this book for this challenge to kind of knock it off my list. And this is a high fantasy YA series that follows multiple perspectives, and I'm excited to read this because everyone I've heard talk about it really enjoyed it. So the last challenge in the readathon for Team Mermaid would be potion. So for this, you're supposed to read a book while drinking a drink. So I'm probably just going to double up on one of these books that I've already chosen and drink something while I'm reading. I'm usually drinking something while I'm reading anyway, so I mean it kind of fits, but I'm just going to end up drinking something specifically while I'm reading one of these books. If I do finish these 5 books and I still have time in the readathon to read something else, the book that I choose to be my group book, I may just combine those 2 challenges, or I may combine it with one of these. It's really just up in the air. Or I may end up finishing all 5 of these and a group book and have extra time and read a book completely separate for the challenge potion. It just kind of depends, but whatever I read for it will be something that I just decide to pick up in the moment, and I don't have something specifically set aside for. So that is it for my Adventure-A-Thon TBR. Let me know if you guys are participating in Adventure-A-Thon and the books you're reading for this challenge and what team you're on down below in the comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!